Balance for Better. That's the theme for International Women's Day 2019 and the inspiration behind today's Friday magazine. Hello there. Happy International Women's Day to you. I'm host Audrey Williams, and in this show, it's my pleasure to remind you about some of Jamaica's most talented, hardworking, and promising women. Stay with me.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Friday, March 8. Government has introduced a $14 billion stimulus tax package aimed at increasing business and economic activities. The package includes 6 tax relief measures, as was outlined by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark. He was making his first budget presentation in the House of Representatives on Thursday.
After almost 20 years of consistent tax increases, and no new taxes last year, it is now time to give back. It is a right thing to do.
The measures take effect on April 1. They include an increase in the annual general consumption tax GCT threshold to $10 million, up from $3 million.
This, Mr. Speaker, will mean that approximately 3,500 small businesses that currently file GCT will no longer be required to do so.
Also put forward was the abolition of all ad valorem stamp duty to be replaced by a flat rate of $5,000 per document. For prospective property owners, the transfer tax on financial instruments has been reduced to 2%, down from the current 5%. The transfer tax threshold applicable to the estate of deceased persons will increase to $10 million from $100,000.
This will allow for greater mobility of assets, which is consistent with our drive for economic growth.
He announced that government was also abolishing the asset tax payable by non-financial institutions and the minimum business tax payable by all registered companies. Both take effect this year. Also coming out of yesterday's budget speech was news that the Students' Loan Bureau, SLB, will be implementing policy changes and reduced rates to borrowers effective April 1. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the reforms include a 2% reduction in interest rates charged to eligible borrowers who are in good standing with the Bureau. This means postgraduate loans will drop from 9.5 to 7.5%, while the pay-as-you-go loan will now attract a 4% interest charge, down from 6%. In relation to new loans, payments will be made to the most outstanding balance first. Also coming on stream is a 10% cut on the loan balance of individuals who are employed full-time to charitable organizations. In addition to all this, government will be providing $3 billion in grant support to the SLB. The finance minister says these measures are to ensure affordable and accessible loans, as well as a sustainable revolving loan fund.
The government is focused on increasing accessibility of tertiary education, as this is a promising means by which economic opportunity can be expanded.
The country has been named Destination of the Year by the Pacific Area Travel Writers Association, PATWA. The International Travel Award was presented by PATWA yesterday during the International Tourism Bourse ITB in Germany. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says Jamaica was truly honored to receive such a prestigious award from the internationally recognized organization. PATWA is a professional body of travel writers founded in 1998. It recognizes individuals and organizations that have excelled in the promotion of tourism. ITB Berlin organizers last night hosted a Jamaica Night event highlighting the country's attractions, food, and culture. ITB Berlin is the largest tourism trade show in the world. In education news, $371.5 million has been set aside this fiscal year to continue work to end the shift system in schools and address overcrowding in secondary institutions. The expenditure is outlined in the 2019-2020 estimates and falls under the Education Transformation Program. The funds will allow for the construction of additional classrooms at Pepin, Norman Manley, and Mount St. Joseph High Schools. Similar work is to take place at Exchange All Age and Dias Infant, as well as the Spanish Town, Westwood, and Sydney Pagan high schools. Government will be embarking on a pilot foster care project over the next year to place more children under state care in stable family settings. The For the Child foster care program is part of a 3-year program between the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, and Family Life Ministries. Both entities signed a service agreement on Tuesday to solidify the partnership.
This collaboration will, I firmly believe, be the beginning of a significant move of children from residential or institutionalized or what we call state care facilities into homes with loving parents who will not just care for them emotionally, physically, financially, but care for them to ensure that their psychological needs are met.
There are close to 4,500 children in the care of the state. More than 900 of these children are in foster care placement, with over 800 foster parents. And finally, Gender Affairs Minister Olivia Grange is calling on private and public entities to employ more women and enable them to achieve their highest possible standard of living. The call was made by the minister during her 2019 International Women's Day message.
We're happy to report that more women are being employed as professionals, senior officials, and technicians. However, on this day of celebration, we also reflect on how much more we need to do. Increasing the number of women decision makers at the highest levels is essential for ensuring equality, raising the visibility of women's issues, and working towards solutions.
International Women's Day is marked annually on March 8 to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women and girls. 2019's campaign theme, #Balance4Better, is a call to action to drive gender balance across the world. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Hear this, youth, older people, mature people, anyone who is listening right now, don't wait for extraordinary moments. Seize small opportunities and make them great. I've learned that through this experience. So if you have an idea, there's something that you want to do and you have not sought out an avenue, trust me, the time is now. Get it done.
Balance for Better is all about demonstrating that a balanced world is a better world. It's about how we can achieve a more gender-balanced society and take action for equality. More and more women are getting involved in jobs that were once only occupied by their male counterparts, such as engineering, medicine, and farming. But not only are these women enjoying their new jobs, they're also excelling at them. Here's an example right here in Jamaica.
I got into farming because my hobby was gardening. I was nuts about plants, flowers. So it was kind of a natural area to look for when I was looking for something to do. I started in an area that didn't have water, so I was not able to irrigate. And with climate change, it made things really, really unpredictable, very risky, and just difficult. So I don't consider myself as having really started farming until I moved into this agro park, where I was able to irrigate and do things in an optimal way.
Amity All is approximately 2,400 acres. We have 22 investors, 5 of which are female. The soil is predominantly Sydenham clay, and the crops that do well here, we have the cucurbits. That would include pumpkins, sweet potatoes, zucchini, squash. Also a few tubers do very well, sweet potatoes and cassava. Those crops do very well. We also have a lot of farmers who have gone into the Scotch bonnet pepper, and they're also doing very well. Once we manage the water application with the type of soil that we have, and give proper nutrition, these crops do very well.
Life has been a learning experience primarily because of the Sydenham clay, but I don't know if that's particular to this park. I think anywhere that you go, you have to learn to work with what you have. So it's been a learning experience, and but one good thing about it is that you see the rewards at the end of the day because you're able to irrigate or fertigate, which is fertilizing through the irrigation system. So you're getting closer. I see myself inching closer and closer to the point where I'll get optimal yields, which is what every farmer wants. Everything that I produce goes to food processors. And the particular processor that I sell to, 90% of their output is exported. So I like to think that I'm a part of that whole chain that is earning foreign exchange for the country. I plant only hot peppers. I'm trying this year to try and stretch myself and learn other things. So I'm hoping on the boundaries I've created little areas where I'm going to do some experimentation. But for now, I'm only doing hot peppers and specifically Scotch bonnet. I've set myself the challenge of trying to master that because of the two types that we grow here in Jamaica, that definitely is the most demanding one. So still going up the learning curve. I think the reason why I settled on peppers is because you can sell it. You don't have to scratch your head and wonder where you're going to sell it. Because most of the processors have back orders, export orders. And in fact, we've found ourselves in a situation in Jamaica where processors have to import pepper mash. So you will never, ever have a problem selling your product. If you never went to farm school, if you don't really have experience, try to get into a situation where people are readily accessible to give you that encouragement, not just advice, technical advice, but also encouragement, because sometimes you may go through a little period where you feel, wow, is this really worth it? And that support is valuable. But that's one thing. In terms of practical advice, don't go anywhere without water. Just don't go anywhere without water. That's the mistake I made. And the second thing is try to farm reasonably close to where you live. Another mistake that I made, because how often you go to your farm, the hours you put in, it shows. The further away you live, you try and cut corners here and cut corners there, and it will show.
When you come to Amityville, there are a few things. There are things here that can help to foster your production. One, we have a team of stakeholders working together to cater to your needs. We have the RAD extension officers, we have the persons from NIC, we have the team from AIC. We also have a group of farmers that are willing to work together to help to move the produce not from the ground to the plate.
On International Women's Day, it is commonplace for us to highlight and celebrate the achievements of successful women in our society. So right now, we have a set of talented and promising young ladies who were recently honored with 4 days of national celebration for their historic feat of becoming the first female football team in Jamaica and the Caribbean to qualify for the FIFA Women's World Cup. And just a few days ago, the girls also dominated not one, but 2 of their friendly international matches against Chile. Hats off to the Reggae Girls, Jamaica's football heroines.
Jamaica's going to the World Cup. They celebrate in the corner. They make all 4 penalties. Congratulations, Jamaica.
October 17, 2018, the day our senior Reggae Girls football team created history by becoming the first Jamaican and Caribbean team to qualify for the FIFA Women's World Cup. In honor of the girls' rare feat, the government of Jamaica rolled out 4 days of grand celebration ahead of France 2019. The official celebratory activities kicked off on Saturday, December 15, but the tribute started a day early when the overseas-based team members landed at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston.
I feel really honored. I know everyone else feels honored. It feels so good to be celebrated, but I mean, we were just doing what we needed to do and we got it done. So it just feels really good that everyone else believes in us and wants to celebrate with us.
The celebration picked up momentum in the next few days.
I join every sport-loving Jamaican, and more so those who are lovers of football, in wishing the Reggae Girls all the best in their preparation. Montego Bay is 100% behind you girls.
The country's premier university of physical activity and sport was only too happy to host the next leg of the victory party.
You can come to GC Foster College because we're doing all the supporting areas. We have some of the best physical therapists in Jamaica. Every single one of our most prominent Olympians since 2008, their massage therapists have been trained at GC Foster College.
Thanks to you guys for putting the time in the curriculum and allowing us to kind of understand that it's here. You know, we can bring our athletes here, we can train here, and feel confident doing that. So thank you.
The motorcade across Montego Bay, St. Catherine, Kingston, and St. Andrew drew many fans and admirers.
Give me an R! Give me an E! Give me a T! Give me another T! Give me an A! Give me an E! And which football side is the biggest football side in the world? They say Reggae Girls! Reggae Girls! Everybody say Reggae Girls! What we say?
Final stop for the day was the Hype Zone in the community of Arnold Gardens, the home of two of the players.
I think that we're on the right track in relation to acknowledging the girls' achievement, making them feel special, making the people of Jamaica know who they are, and also ensuring that we do things to inspire them and to motivate them to greater heights.
Day 2 kicked off with an engaging meet and greet session with members of the press. That was followed by an empowering praise, worship, and Thanksgiving concert at Emancipation Park.
And I want you to stretch one towards them for me. And I declare God will anoint them. To do the right practice. To watch the right replays and the right matches and the right everything. And I declare victory. Victory! Victory! Say! Victory! Victory! Say! Victory! 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 Hold it. Say we done win already. Done win already. Done winner. Say! Done win already. Done win already. Done. Say!
Victory reigned on the girls the very next day as they were given keys to the city of Spanish Town, St. Anne, and Kingston and St. Andrew.
I know you will enter the World Cup believing that you can win it. And wheresoever that takes you, we will be proud of you, and I'm sure you'll be proud of yourself.
The Honorable Robert Mr. Marley was born on the 6th of February, 1945.
Other events included a visit to the Bob Marley Museum, an inspiring trip to the Women's Center of Jamaica, and courtesy calls with the Mayor of Kingston, Leader of the Opposition Dr. Peter Phillips, and Governor General Sir Patrick Allen and his wife Lady Allen.
We're very proud to make this certificate of recognition presented to the Jamaica's national women's football team.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness fittingly brought the day to a close with a reception at the Pegasus Hotel.
Just being among you tonight, I get a very good feeling, a good sense that you're going to do well in this competition. I get a sense that you could win.
From day one, the starting of the celebration, the Jamaicans that came out, the support was tremendous, and we're just happy to be here.
Thank you guys for coming out tonight to support the girls. They need the support now more than ever, and we're just gonna have to continue to strike hard.
As the final day of celebrations arrived, the girls were treated to a fun yet relaxing trip to the North Coast. After such outpouring of love and gratitude, the girls are clear that they feel empowered and motivated to represent our island home at the Women's World Cup Finals. Mark your calendars. France 2019, June 7 to July 7.
Go girls, make us proud. Reggae girls.
Kanya Plummer, and I am the captain for the Reggae Girls, and we just want to thank you for your support, and we hope that you continue in supporting us along our journey. Bye, we love you guys.
Each year, in honor of International Women's Day, the Vital Voices Global Leadership Network organizes a mentoring walk. Last year, the mentoring walk for the Jamaican chapter took place at Emancipation Park in Kingston, and it was a huge success. The event will be repeated tomorrow at the same venue from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Here's a look at what you can expect.
What we try to do is to organize women who can support each other, who can offer not just information, but sometimes it's tangible support that they need. Sometimes they need opportunities, they need connections. And what we try to do is to link local women with those globally. We really are marking International Women's Day 2018. So we do have, this mentoring walk is taking place in more than 50 countries around the world. And we're a part of a global network. And it's helpful to tap into and leverage those global resources, those global folks, and the knowledge base that they have and the support systems that are available that women right here are able to access.
I make it a duty to be here this morning, to just indulge in the fun and this experience and to learn something new. I'm sure I can take home something from today's activity. So I want to get the motivation, because as females in the whole work industry and stuff, you don't get that much support that you should. So a group of females coming together to motivate each other and inspire each other. Yes, I'm going to take that home.
I came here just to share with women out of my experience, the values that I have inherited through the programs that I've been a part of.
I have two young ladies with me, lovely ladies who actually need no mentoring, Camille and Alafia, and they are students at the Caribbean Maritime Institute. But we've just been talking generally about their academics, their career goals, and I'm trying to share some tips with them about what it's like out there in the real working world, but they're already really on the right track.
So in this walk, I was able to get mentor and help, connections, because I would like to become a pilot in the future, and it's not everyone knows the direction or path that is supposed to be taken. So I benefit a lot from this walk, and I hope to gain more.
We can do it in so many ways, just in terms of supporting each other's businesses, understanding and knowing what we do, seeing where some of the shortfalls are in terms of, it's a man's world, that's the truth. So how can we open doors for each other? How can we consume more from each other? How can we build each other up where we have weaknesses or gaps? So do we have weaknesses in terms of management styles or certain particular skills that another woman can help with? I think it's really a question of networking and connecting and just opening those doors, opening those opportunities for women.
We need to make a decision to be active, not be passive, not just be observers of what we're facing, but come together and say, okay, we know that in numbers, there's the ability to make an impact, especially when we live in an age where our voice is so powerful. Social media is a platform that gives us such a strong voice that causes people to have to listen to that voice. So how can we start with a simple thing as our voice? We may not think we have the resources to make a difference. We may not think we have the position to make a difference. We may not think we have the network to make a difference. But how could we come together and with something just as simple as our voice?
As women, we need to support each other, come together, make the connection, and try to help the young people to achieve their goals, because I think the young people today are a little wayward, because I've been working in the schools and I've seen their behavior, their actions, and I think they really need a mentoring.
If we know that something is going on in their life or in their environment, we can offer a helping hand, because I think that a lot of women today, they see things and they turn a blind eye to it. Then when the situation increases, we sit back and we wonder, what have they been doing? Why can't anybody help them when you are there to offer assistance? And I think that once we start knowing how to care and share our responsibilities with each other, then Jamaica can be a better place.
We can also use the same social media as a positive mode to share what is actually happening in Jamaica. So the time that persons will spend to share and post a video of something negative, we can use that as a positive mode.
Be open about embracing the help from other women, because I find that women always find it challenging to accept that another woman is helping and not trying to destroy. So it's just about being open to the friendship from another woman and trust that it's for a better good.
What can a little germs do?
Pink eye running belly, even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs round here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
So we have been talking about International Women's Day from the very start of the program. But do you know the history of this annual observance? Were you aware that the day is celebrated annually on March 8? How about the fact that International Women's Day has occurred for well over a century, with the first gathering taking place in 1911? The day is a call to action for gender equality in society and is created to honor the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. One of the best things about International Women's Day is that the global campaign theme continues all year to encourage action among all citizens. So, as of today, I implore you to take steps to achieve balance for better. Whether you are male or female, you have a part to play in helping to make Jamaica and the world a balanced place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. And you've just arrived at the final page of today's magazine. Thanks for browsing with us. To watch this program again, visit our website, jis.gov.jm. Don't forget that you're able to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Audrey, reminding you that the Balance for Better campaign runs all year long. So go out there and do your part in helping to achieve a balanced society for all.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.